Well, my friends, welcome back, and what up, and welcome to Pnoid News. Man, listen, all right, I got a story here for y'all that y'all might like. You know what I'm saying? Like legit, there might be hope. Not really hope, but you know what I mean. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like in the end of the day, like it's not a whole lot we can do about our situation. But some individuals are fighting back, and I'm gonna stand here and tell y'all what individuals do. Right? So Erdogan over in Turkey pulls Turkey from European treaty on domestic violence. The move is likely to please resident Recep Tayyip Erdogan's conservative followers. He has also removed the head of the central bank. All right, so in two surprise midnight decree, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has withdrawn Turkey from international treaty on preventing violence against women and removed the head of the central bank. Moves likely to please his followers, but further estrange him from Western partners. Mr. Erdogan had floated the idea of withdrawing from the treaty known as Istanbul Convention for more than a year as he courted conservative and nationalist followers to shore up his flagging popularities. Women's groups immediately announced a protest rally on Saturday afternoon. The president, who has increasingly insisted on greater control over the central bank, appears to oppose the raising of interest rates last week by the central bank chief, Naci Agbai, or something, I don't know. Mr. Erdogan has steadily concentrated more authority into his own hands over the last 18 years in power. His latest actions overnight between Friday and Saturday came amid a flurry of attacks on political opponents that seemed to be intended to solidify his political base. His communications director, Ferretti Atan, defended the decision to the treaty by insisting that the president continues to be a champion of women's rights. Opponents of the accord have argued that it causes divisions and within families and encourages divorce. Yeah, you're not fucking wrong. Legitimately, you're not wrong. That's what the vast majority of these fucking domestic violence laws do, is they stand there and they fucking encourage divorce and they destroy families as a whole because of the fact that, like, it literally just gives women the power to fucking just destroy their husbands at any given time and not be, question about how or why they do so. And I think it's important that we stand here and have these conversations and go, well, maybe we shouldn't be giving women the power to destroy men. Like, maybe that's important. Mr. Erdogan's Islamist-leaning government has sought to recast the debate over women's rights by supporting traditional family values over equality for women and by emphasizing women's role as nurturers of children. Women's groups counter that violence against women has soared during Erdogan's tenure, and they blame his support of traditional conservative values and impunity for perpetrators before the law. Mr. Erdogan was not face re-election in 2023, but his popularity has fallen amid an economic downturn. Opposition parties are gaining strength, and at this point, he would likely struggle to win a presidential election, even with his nationalist allies. Erdogan's toolbox is Janus face, said something. The director of Turkish research program at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy, referring to the Roman god typically depicted with the face looking towards the past and another towards the future. Distract, divide, and court the opposition. It's not a linear path to him. Yet the latest moves are a departure from more conciliatory stance by Mr. Erdogan and his officials towards the United States and European partners. With the arrival of President Biden in the White House, Turkey had adopted a notably more muted tone towards the United States, talking up its longstanding allowance and shared strategic interest. Relations between the two countries, yeah, no shit. Like, let me be real, man. The reason why, you know what I'm saying? Like, real shit is because of the fact that everybody knows that Biden is pro, the Pentagon, who wants to blow up the entire world. End of the day. Like, the military-industrial complex just wants to keep setting the fucking world on fire and doesn't give a shit about how it affects the rest of the country. And doesn't give a shit about the rest of the world. They only care about maintaining their power and their global dominance. And the rest of us are like, yeah, we're fucking sick of this. We're tired of having to pay your fucking bills, and we're tired of having to deal with your nonsense. How about let's not do that anymore, right? But Erdogan and Turkey, Turkey should be like the major player in that fucking area, not Saudi Arabia, to be honest with you, in the Middle East as far as things are concerned, right? And Turkey's probably the most stable country in that area, short of Iran. But we continually destabilize these countries by, fighting proxy wars against them and using their enemies against them. And it's fucking dumb, legitimately. Like, Turkey shouldn't even, really be dealing with the fucking, the goddamn European Union as a whole. But, I understand why they do because, that's their main trading partners as far as stuff's concerned. Mr. Erdogan has also reiterated his desire to join the European Union, but His latest actions were announced just after the video conference with senior EU officials on Fridays, in which they called for a de-escalation in tensions, and the moves appeared to be a calculated snub. The Council of Europe said on Saturday that Turkey's withdrawal from the Istanbul Convention was deplorable because it compromises the protection of women in Turkey come across Europe and beyond. See, this is the fucking problem, legitimately, right? Like, y'all care more about dumb shit than you do the actual survivals of your fucking societies. And that's why, you know what I mean, you're probably not going to survive. Like, legitimately. Like, it is what it is in the end of the day. But yeah, I wanted to, you know what I mean, stand here and talk about this because the Turkish lira recently has been severely devalued and the central bank, you know what I mean, the head was just fired. And there's not a lot they can do about it. If your country doesn't want to stand here and, how do I put this, man? If your country legitimately, you know what I'm saying, the people in the country don't want your currency anymore, it creates a massive problem. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is not the first time this has happened. It probably won't be the last. You know, their currency is dog shit. And it will be until, like, the US dollar is no longer, the, you know what I mean, the global reserve currency. Because at that point, then, like, we can start talking about having the Turkish lira be used for international trade for energy and things of this nature. Because, like, you know, the vast majority of pipelines going to Europe go through there. And if they could start pricing that in lira rather than pricing that in dollars, they would have a much better time. But they don't have, you know, I mean, the global reach and the global ability to do so at this point. They don't have the weight to be able to throw behind something along these type of lines. You know, even if it, you know, I mean, had an exchange for things like, you know, with the euro or something like that, it would be a much better ideology. But anyway, yo, look, I wanted to bring y'all this story. Figured it might make y'all smile. You know what I'm saying? It might be, you know what I mean, a positive thing for everybody. Yo, I'm Tom Pease with Pnoid News. You know the deal. Peace be like one. Later.